Hi and welcome to this video on this Wio Tracker L1 Pro from Seed Studio. It's not going to be an unboxing, it's not going to really be a review, it's just going to be someone who has used the unit for the last couple of days on Meshtastic and on Meshcore. I've not seen any videos online with anyone running this unit on Meshcore, so if you're interested in that, stick around and I'll load the firmware onto the unit and we'll have a look at the user interface with that firmware loaded. Just out of interest, it came in an anti-static bag. There was a dust cap on the antenna. Nothing else inside the box. So here's the unit, and it is a nylon 3D printed case with a 1.3 inch OLED display. 3D printed buttons, and you've got a GPS on top and a foldable antenna. So with the antenna, these connectors do confuse sometimes, but this is classed as an RP SMA female on the unit. Even though it's got the pin showing, that is the female version, so they're telling me. And you've got the RP SMA male. So that's the antenna. Turn the unit back on. So when the unit boots up, you've got a 4-way joystick. You've got a menu button. You've got your on off and a reset, and there is the USB-C charging. You've also got some status LEDs. That one's showing you the mesh status. You've got a red charging on there. See if I grab a charger now. So it'll just show you it's charging, and that one underneath there is a solar charging mode. So when we're looking at the display, this is the first screen that we will see. It will show you the number of nodes, your GPS, your battery, your time. I'm not too sure what this bar actually goes up in percentages. It tells you it's on Meshtastic, and that is the unit ID. So if I scroll across, that is your messages. This will be your last heard and number of hops, signal strengths of the items. Your bearing from any node, and it will give you a little arrow indicator as such, just like that. It is quite good with the GPS. It will pick up satellites. At the moment, I've just booted it up. I'm indoors, so it will take a bit of a while for it to settle. Then it will let you know what frequency and mode you're on. Just the firmware and a time, and then back to the beginning. So with this one, if I press up, I can select one of the messages from the unit itself, some standard quick messages, or I've got the option to free text, and you can just put anything that you like. Sending away, and that sent it off. So it's quite easy to message on Meshtastic with this device, which is that button there is another good feature. It said it was the menu button, but that turns off the display, which is quite handy. I found it very easy to send messages on this. The user interface with this firmware is quite good. Meshcore, you'll see now. So let me go and load the firmware for Meshcore, and we'll have a look at the user interface. Right, I'm back with Meshcore flashed on this unit. I also forgot to mention that I wanted a unit as a standalone unit. I didn't want an item to connect to my phone. I just wanted a separate unit that I could just leave in my bag or just put it on the desk and it worked without having a phone. With Meshcore, I've noticed that there's two different types of firmware. You've got a Ripple firmware and you've got a community firmware, where you can have, with the community, you've got the companion modes, Bluetooth, USB, etc. Or this Ripple. And with the community firmware, I've got to have this connected to my phone, be it Bluetooth, be it a USB cable or anything else like that, and I didn't want that, so I loaded the Ripple firmware. If that's right or wrong, I don't know, but I thought I'd try it. So this button doesn't, the menu button here, what on Meshtastic turns the display on and off, that doesn't do that. So if I go back, so we're back to the beginning, excuse the rate there. So everything pretty much, so if I touch that, that should reset, and there you go, Ripple. And if I go into there, the public, with Meshcore, there is no way of me actually having a free text of message. I couldn't write a message. You've got to use the CAN messages, and this is the big downfall of Meshcore on this unit with that Ripple firmware. If you put the community firmware and connect to your phone, then you've got obviously all the same features that you'd have on any other device. But if you want a standalone unit for Meshcore, this isn't. It's unfortunately not doing the job in my aspect, in my opinion. Going to Meshcore, you can change the identity, change the power, diagnostics, region, permissions, optimize. There's a few menus in there. There's an activate. So also with this unit on Meshcore, you can't send your GPS location unless you buy the license. So I paid for the license. I thought, I read what it done, and I thought maybe it would give me the messaging as well. But I paid the £8, and it didn't give me anything extra. So I just find that with Meshcore, I think you're going to be a bit disappointed, to be honest, if you're a Meshcore user. This as a standalone unit is a bit disappointing with that firmware. So there's the canned. That's all you can use. So if someone sent me a message, I can't really type anything back, and I can't find anything in there where I have, like with Meshtastic, where I can actually type a message myself. So maybe I've downloaded the wrong firmware, or there's something that needs to be done that I'm not aware of. It's just I can't see anything in there that allow me to type in a message, which is a bit disappointing because I do actually like Meshcore over Meshtastic, but with this unit it's going to have to stay on Meshtastic in my personal opinion. So we're going to do a few range tests with this antenna. I've also got this antenna that I bought on eBay. There's obviously a bit of a size difference. The manufacturer quoted this one as 8 dBi, and I can't see it personally, but you never know. We'll do some range tests. I'll do 2 locations, and then we'll just do a quick overview, final summary of the actual unit itself. So I'll catch you in a sec while I go and get everything ready to do these range tests. So at the first location, I'm using the standard antenna first. We're in a built up estate, approximately 1 mile away. So I'll open up the app and we'll do a signal test. I've also brought another antenna, as you can see the difference in height. We'll do a test with both antennas on the app to see the SNR. So we're in the Meshcore app. I'm now going to ping my repeater at home, which is a Heltec V3 with a Paradar 4.5 dB gain antenna in the loft. So that's going to ping. There you go, ping successful, which is good. I'm just now going to swap the antenna over so we can just compare the two. Right, I've just swapped the antenna over, so let's ping that. There you go, another successful ping. Right, on to the next location. So I went to another location. It was just 2 miles away, and I did some tests, and unfortunately it wouldn't work. So I've just come a little bit closer. This is about 1.7 miles away, and it's a bit more of an open area. It's a little bit higher up as well. So we'll go into the app and then we'll do a test with the first antenna, the supplied antenna, and then I'll do a test with the other antenna I bought as well. So we're at the second location. I'm now going to ping the repeater. Right, and that come up with a fail. So we'll swap the antennas over, and I'll put the larger one on. It did say on the listing where I bought it from, it said it was an 8 dBi gain, but I doubt it is that at all. I'll now go back in. So the larger antenna's on, which is going to ping the repeater, and there you go, we get a ping back. So that's that working. So what's my opinion on the unit? Running this on Meshtastic I think is brilliant as a standalone unit with a GPS where the antenna can be changed if necessary. I can change this out for a larger one, I can change it for a mag mount, I can even put it into home base. I think it's brilliant, it's very versatile. The quality of the build of the case is brilliant as well. So I'm quite pleased with it. Like I say, especially on Meshtastic. A little bit disappointed that Meshcore is not running how I thought it would be, but that's that. But if you're looking for a standalone unit that can write messages, that can send this GPS location, this is for you. Yes, there's other units that have got screens with the maps and everything else like that, but obviously the price shoots up a bit. With this one, I think you can't go wrong, and is a good mid-ranged, even entry-level unit. So if you've been using all the Heltecs, or if you've been looking at getting into Meshtastic or Meshcore, don't buy the other units. Go straight in for one of these in the first place. That's my honest opinion. I don't think you can go actually wrong with this one as a first unit, and it's definitely worth the upgrade, especially I've seen the improvements from the Heltec boards. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.